Hannah Oli, Pop Rock Radio. Estás escuchando Jamie Roxx de Pop Rock Radio. Manténganse al tanto.
Hej, det här är Hits från Sverige och ni lyssnar till Pop Rock Radio med Jamie Roxx.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. This is the Pop Roxx Radio Talk Show. I'm your host, pop art painter Jamie Roxx, and this is the big show. You found it. I'm just adjusting my camera a little bit there. Oh, great. The thing fell off. Oh, there we go. Anyway, yeah, you can see me. Anyway, folks, I'm a little scatterbrained. I was late getting to the starting of the show today. We've all had them, those days where you get thrown off a little bit. That's what happened to me this morning. So the ship has righted. I'm riding the keel. I'm back in business, baby. I'm back in business. Nothing bad, just got away from me this morning. Anyway, we're all like, yeah, Jamie, we saw that big hour-and-a-half break in your blog this morning. Yeah, that happened. What can I say? It's not my MO. Everyone knows that. Me and the wife stayed up late last night watching silly shows on Hulu, of all things. And one of the things that we like to celebrate is when we find a show that we both can watch. I'm like, I don't want to watch Love Island with you, dear. I know you love it, but I don't. And I don't want to watch some video about math and fifth dimensions and stuff, Jamie.
I do.
She's like, can we just settle and watch something on the paranormal? Yeah, we can do that, but I'm going to make comments the whole time. Let's find a cop show. Then the only comments I make are about the criminals. I'm like, that's not how you hotwire a car. And then I'll have to mansplain to my wife how to hotwire. She's, how do you know it? I'm like, I grew up in Detroit. Everybody knows this.
I do it like this.
Yeah, exactly. Use a screwdriver. Why take that whole thing? Anyway, doesn't matter. Folks, I am very excited today. We've got a fantastic guest. He's from an even more fantastic band called Shapes. They're out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, one of my favorite cities. And this is one of my favorite bands, too, because I really like these guys a lot. They're technically, without further ado, let me introduce. Here's Bryan. He is the lead guitarist. And I guess you guys there's not really, there is some singing, right?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's not great singing. That's like the jam band thing. Way more focused on the instruments and the music. And if I can get by singing, I'll do my best.
Mr. Silverberg, I'm glad you took time to be on the show. I'm sorry I was late getting here. Who are listening, and for those who are listening, hey guys, we have a video side of this as well. We record the whole thing, and we separate it afterwards to audio and video. But over on YouTube, we're trying to build that up. We are slowly but surely. I know you guys all like to listen to my voice. I've got a face for radio, they say. I get it. But the video is fun to do. So, yeah, I was listening to this band this morning, and I thought to myself, some of our listeners and viewers may not know. They're hoping to get invited to the musicians' parties and stuff because those are the good parties, but they may not be familiar with the vernacular. If you've ever known some musicians, they like to jam. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they just have to jam, and there's some famous bands throughout musical history that are, I would say, and I'll probably get emails about this, but the Doors were a great jam band. Any band, folks, that can just be taken away and will pull you along on that journey. Sometimes a jam band, a track can go 12 minutes or something, even further.
Oh, 20, 30.
DJs love them because it gives the DJs a chance if they've got to go to the washroom or something. They can get a girl's phone number, maybe. These things take time sometimes. Strip club DJs, they won't play these because no girl wants to be on stage dancing for 25 minutes.
I'd love to see that, actually. Not the stripping part.
My first straight job, like a real job, not a paper route or something, I was 17 years old, and it was in Detroit. I worked at the strip club called Cantaloupes. The DJ got a gig. I wasn't even old enough to be in this place, but they're like, whatever, you look cool, you got cool hair. We think you'd be a good DJ in here. Hey, they're like $100 a night, all you can drink, and you're working with strippers. I'm like, sir, I want to remind you, I'm 17 years old. This is pretty awesome, I think. And I was a horrible DJ,
Oh,
ladies and
man.
gentlemen, for specifically this reason. At the time, this was in the 80s. I'm like, oh, there's a new Depeche Mode single. It's only 9 minutes long. Let me play that and hip all these people in the strip club to some tunes. And quickly the strippers wanted to kill me. They're like, Amy, 2 minutes. That's it.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
We're trying to make money here.
Exactly. You want to get up on a stage in high heels and dance for 12 minutes? No.
Oh my God.
No. Okay. Incidentally, that place did get closed down. It got busted about 6 months after I left. And what happened, turns out they were running guns out of the back. I had no idea.
Oh, wow.
No idea.
That sounds...
But I'm glad I wasn't there when it happened, when the busted part happened.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was the illegal thing was happening. I just didn't see it. I was distracted. That's all I'm saying. Wow. Anyway. But yeah, jam bands, they are cool. And that's when a musician really flexes and explores things and shows you what they can do. They're really great. If you ever get a chance to just hang out with a band or a bunch of musicians that are going to have a jam night, do it. Do it, because it's fun to be there. While you watch this magic happen. It's amazing. Now, there is almost an element, I would say, of jazz in it. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have that as a background or an influence?
Yeah. We all went to jazz school. We all studied. We have a college in Toronto called Humber College, and it's got an amazing jazz program here. And there's a pretty good jazz scene in Toronto, actually, like really strong. Like some amazing musicians come from Toronto. So we all studied together at school, like almost 8 years ago now, something like that. And yeah, studied jazz. Some of us still play a bit in the city, but a lot of
that's cool, man. That is awesome. Speaking of which, explain how the band came together. Usually, I've never been in a band. Mm-hmm. I've always hung out with all of my friends they're either making music or they're making movies or something. I've always hung out with those guys. They've always known a lot of girls. And back when I was younger, that was a prerequisite for being my friend.
Yeah.
That's what would get me to the party. Anyhow, how it typically happened, at least where I grew up in Detroit, is you would know people, everybody had a band, and then the bands would be like, I cannot stand this singer or whatever. I'm going to do my own. I'm doing everything. I'm carrying this band anyway. Obviously, they all thought this. And they would make their own band, and they would pick and choose. They would make the dream band because they're like, that drummer from such and such is fantastic. Uh-huh. We're not taking the bass player, but yeah, and they'd have these conversations, and then that's how a band would form. And sometimes it was fantastic. I can remember incredible bands happening. And we were all pretty young, so it was pre-wives and family and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Bands will change when all that other start.
Big time.
When John brings Yoko around, idea sessions ain't always good.
Good.
But
yeah,
the dynamics can shift.
Big time.
How did it happen with you guys?
Well,
you're a tight band.
It's been ours has changed, like you said. Actually, we started honestly like the original members of what we have right now are just me and Dave, my keyboard player, and we've been going to school together. Like we went through the whole Humber Jazz program together, and we played together even at school quite a bit, and we've always had a really nice connection playing musically, and I just actually love this guy to death. He's like one of my dearest friends in the whole world. And we started off with actually another bassist and a drummer who were like amazing guys to play with. And sadly, kind of just like things just like over time, they kind of just got separate jobs, different things came in the way.
Life happened.
Exactly. So like you kind of said, we were on the hunt for two other guys, and we found our drummer now, Justin, we've gotten unbelievably lucky with the group we found lately. In the last now, I think it's been over a year that this has been like the final four guys that I've found. So we have Justin McHugh on drums and Max Wilson playing bass for us. And I honestly playing with these 4 guys is the greatest privilege ever. They are so fun to play. We have such an amazing time, not even just playing, but like hanging out. Like we're just total goofballs all the time, and like that.
It's fun.
It is. It's fun. It's always fun. That is literally like we are laughing all the time, and I like almost got to be like, okay, yeah, we should take this seriously, like a little bit. But it's just so much fun all the time with them, and like being with those guys, like it's hard to find. Like it's really like you go through so many things can get in the way, and it's almost like waiting for a perfect moment where everybody's available and ready to try and pursue something. So we found all these guys right at the right time who are just like, yeah, let's make a real push for this and try and go.
Well, for those who are curious about people in the creative world, and I don't care what kind of art you're doing, you're painting, you're making music, whatever, you're baking bread, I don't care. One of the key things in that, and I say this not as an old man, I am an old man, but I say this just because I see the attitude that a lot of newer creative types have. There's a big push. Everybody wants to be famous. And that's fine. And I get it. You want to go to cool parties and date pretty girls. I get it. I understand it.
Yeah.
But you have to have fun with whatever your jam is. That's the main thing. If it's not fun, you get the doldrums of a job. You know what I mean? And that gets old.
Big.
And you can't. And people are like, Jamie, you do this as a job. You're doing this professionally. You're right. And I have clients and commissions and all this and that. But you'll notice about every third painting or whatever that's the weird ones, folks. Those are all out of the dreams out of my noggin. And those are the fun ones. And when I'm doing the commission work, not that I hate doing it, but that's the carrot on the stick, is I get to do one of mine as soon as I get these two knocked out. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And I can get weird with it. But you have to have an element of fun. Otherwise, it's not worth doing.
Absolutely.
You know?
And for us, like, it's funny, in the jam band world, like, fame, there's really only, I'd say, Fish and probably the Grateful Dead that are famous. Fame is not even at all. So, like, honestly, I have a baby daughter, like, she's like almost 2 now, and
congrats.
Thank you. And making a living, getting to do this is far more the goal for us than being famous. We know we're in a niche world in the jam band world where it's kind of if you know kind of thing, and there's like it's such an underground thing where like even Fish, who's literally like one of the top selling bands in the entire country, like some people still don't even know who they are. And they're like, they just played the Sphere in Las Vegas for 9 nights in a row, sold I don't know how many tickets. There's a huge amount of people throughout the country who like love this music and will go out to support it and see live shows and listen to that music. So we're not trying to like be famous. Like honestly, that would suck in a way to be like. I would rather
just be famous. Go rob a bank or something.
Yeah,
get in the news. You're going to go to prison afterwards. But that's what fame. And the thing is, I imagine. No, I don't know this. I wish I hung out in Toronto. That's a fun town. But I bet around that area and upstate New York and all of that area, all the way down to Chatham, Ontario. No, Windsor, I bet.
Windsor.
Even Detroit, even. There are you have certain fans. You are probably a very popular band with a popular yet secret. I know this band.
Right.
Let's go check these guys out. Not a lot of people know, but a lot of people are saying that. And they come to the shows. And
word of mouth is our biggest thing. And it's always been like that, even with like big bands, even like the Grateful Dead, who became like an icon. Like back in the day, it was like in San Francisco, them just being like, "Do you hear about this acid test? And let's go check them out." So it's really,
they're a great band too. And one of the great things is I think MTV had a lot to do with it. At least when they came out with Touch of Grey, and they were getting video play and stuff. Really introduced them to a lot of people who may have heard or probably hadn't beforehand.
Bands.
But then you hear a band. This is what I used to love when I was a kid. I'd love going to see a band that I really liked because I like seeing, and I'd show up early because I didn't want to miss the opening act, because usually I didn't know them. I have never really even heard of them. But then I would go home after the concert over the next few days and whatnot. And in those days, we didn't have internet or anything like that, but you'd start scouring them magazines and looking for references. And then you go talk to the high priest of the local record store. There's always an older guy, not older as an elder, but just older than you, older than me at the time, who knew absolutely everything about music.
Yeah.
And he's, oh yeah, if you like him as a producer, you should really check out blah, blah, blah. And you're like, what? Oh yeah, producer. I had one, I remember, I never forget it. A record store guy told me the producer is an important part of the band as any other member. And I'm like, what the hell is he talking? He's not in the pictures of Guitar World or whatnot.
Right.
And there might have been an article about a producer, but I skipped past that. I wanted to hear more about Rush, whatever it was. And he was right. He was right. A good producer can sink or elevate a band. Very important. But you guys, God, you guys are such a good band. You're so tight. We're going to play some tracks. You know what? Let's play one so people just know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So people know what we're referencing here. We're going to be playing, what does Rachel want us to play? Oh, okay, here it is. Here it is. I have it in front of me. And folks, I'm speaking, of course, about the fabulous Rachel Rossen over from Trend PR. If you're in a band or whatnot, or looking for some help on your side of things, Trend PR is a good company to have in your corner. I don't know what you got to do. You probably have to pick up Rachel's dry cleaning or something. I'm kidding. You probably got to write a check. That's usually how these things go, that are worthwhile. Yeah, Rachel wanted us to play Planet Android and Nature Girl. What do you think we should hit people with first?
Yeah, Nature Girl is a good one. It's actually the first one on the album, too, so makes sense.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Here it is, everybody. This is Shapes, Nature Girl. Check this out.
Late at
folks. That track was so amazing. It was like we were transfixed. We didn't even change position. We were just into it. An inside joke, for those who know, they know it's the magic of television or YouTube videos. Anyway, that's a great track. That is a fantastic track, actually, and it's one of my favorites. Let me ask you a question. Now, as a musician, you can answer this or you can say next question. You know what I mean? It's your call. But I'm curious, in my world, I'm a painter, and people see a painting, they see the end result.
Yeah.
And they're like, Jamie rolled out of bed Monday and knocked this out. That absolutely happens. 99% of the time, that ain't the case. They don't see me fighting me wanting to throw it in the street, me changing things, going back, changing studies, the whole thing. There's a process to it, but
Big time.
The public only sees the end result. As with music, I'm only hearing the end result of that. I don't know if that one came easy or if that one came hard or
man, like it's they're all honestly some once in a while do pop and you're like they just pop in there and you're like that's a gift almost and you're like thank you.
Celebrate it.
Yeah, and you're like sweet, I'll take that one. But a lot of the time you're right, it is like a long process and it's almost like they're like kind of like a baby that like a being on their own, like a song especially, like they kind of get born and sometimes it's almost like a muddy, like you don't even know how it actually like finally came to be. And like we might be like I might have something pretty much done and then I'll bring it to the band and they'll be like, oh, what about this? And then it's okay, now it's alive. Somebody put something else in there and it's okay, this thing's actually starting to breathe. And then we'll put it out, we'll start trying to play it at shows a lot of the time. And that's how we like start a new song. We'll try it out live a few times and see how it's going. And if
see the response,
if it's working, then we're like, okay, I think we got something. And just doing that takes a long time to finally be like, okay, yeah, we got a real song here. Then the recording process is like a whole nother, then you're actually like taking it to college and making it turn into a real person kind of thing. And
absolutely,
eventually you're like, holy crap, from the beginning of trying to write this, sitting there with my guitar and like a piece of paper to getting this recorded, it's like a giant mountain to climb, just even for one song. So yeah, it is.
And that's just the production side. And folks, you have to understand, chose the expensive art. Me, I just got to get some canvas, buy some paints and brush. I'm done. I'm pretty good for the most part. They got to think of the art. They've got to create the art, grow the art, and then finish the art. And the thing is, all those steps, except maybe the create the art part, there's checks involved. Nothing's free. No. When you go to get something mastered, those cats want to be paid. It's like a cab with the meter running. It never. And new people into that world I've seen are very oftentimes surprised at the amount of funding that it takes to make a hit song and meet lots of girls and get invited to party. You know, I mean, it's just easy. But I look great. It doesn't matter.
Totally. Yeah, like it's like the end result is eventually, even like at this point, I can't even barely listen to these songs anymore because like I've listened to them thousands and thousands of times and just checked and edits and making it sure you just got everything right. So by this point, it's like I don't even remember really. It feels like it's like somebody else wrote that and I just play it now, and that's a kind of good feeling. I like that.
I was working on a painting this morning, a commission. It looks great. It looks phenomenal. I'm getting a cramp on my arm, patting myself on the. You're going to change art with this. This is amazing. And we're all set to go. I'm waiting on the wife to come and take the pictures of it so we can send it to the client. Of course, they're going to be ecstatic. This is brilliant. And then I see the little pixel, a tiny point where a drip happened.
And
it wasn't supposed to be in this perfect sky background, a beach sky I've painted. And then I remember, oh, that isn't just a standard color you have in a tube. It isn't a standard color. You mixed a few things into that to make that color. So now I got to try to go back, and this was a couple days ago, and match it to fix this little.
Wow.
And you're never going to match it perfectly, folks. It's never.
No.
So what that means is you mix up a whole new batch and repaint the whole entire sky going in place. It's a big pain. People, I love it because when people ask, why are you charging this for that? Because I had to do that. That's why. Sure. You know what I mean? But you don't have no idea about when you saw that. And I'm sure you've been there. When it's ready, it's perfect. And you give it, I'm just going to listen to this thing one more time.
There's something there.
Really need some xylophones there.
Yeah.
I can't hear it without them.
Nope. I think, honestly, maybe you'll never get it perfect. And eventually it kind of just, that's a moment in time. And that captures like what was happening at that time and space. And that's the recording of it. And that's it. And
it's ready for the sealant level. Whenever my wife comes in, she's the, believe it or not, folks, I cannot take a picture to save. Every time I try to take a photo, like with the camera, it's always shaky. It's never good at all. And we were at a restaurant. This happened about a month ago. And I went out to have a vape. You can't do that inside. And there was a family there. And they were like a reunion type family, like cousins and stuff. It was a whole group of them. And they're all in their Sunday best. And they're like, hey, sir, can you take our picture? And I'm like, sure, of course. I can take this picture. Will sell on Antiques Roadshow someday. It was a fun fact about this picture. So I'm taking it. My wife sees me doing this outside, and she runs out. And she's, folks, I'm sorry to interrupt. Jamie, hand me the camera. Let me take a decent picture of these people that they will cherish forever because yours are terrible. And even the lady from the family is like, what? She looks at it and she goes, hands the camera to my wife. Yeah. And so she'll come in at the last point of my painting process and take a picture of the painting. And that's what you posted.
Cool.
But at that point, she'll tell me if changes need to be made, they need to be made. And she'll say, well, I don't like her left eye or whatever. But when she gives the thumbs up, that's when the sealant goes on because I can't paint over the sealant. It'll look weird. So when you're at that point, it's sealant ready.
Yeah, you're done. And you're like, oh, I can't do anything about it now. But
Absolutely. It's cool. And I hope that's what I really wanted for my podcast is I hope people get a glimpse that creative, because nobody knows this outside their world that they're working in, that the creative people are working in. They just hear it and they're like, that's a jam, man. That's a good track. There's a lot of work that goes into that, folks. A lot of work.
Yeah, it really is. And not to mention even just like driving half to go play this stuff in the low. There's so much stuff that goes into it. But like, I think the reward is getting to do what you love, which is, that's so worth it at the end of the day. It's
I know you're like me. You not do it. You go on vacation with the family.
Yeah.
And we go where we live. I'm in South Florida. So, of course, the big vacation spot is Disney World. It's only 3 hours away. And so we go to Disney World. We stay in a nice resort and all this and that. And the wife's happy. She's sleeping. She's going to have an Orange Julius later. Yeah. Life is good, you know. Me, I'm still up at 3 a.m. going, what do I do? I need to work. And we don't know. We couldn't do anything else if we wanted to.
Yeah, that's very true. I would fail miserably at anything else. So
I'm telling you seem like the type. If you got stranded on a desert island, you're going to be clinking coconuts together to make a tune. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Braiding seaweed or something. Your guitar. And that's just, for those out there, if you have the great pleasure of being with a creative type person, keep that in mind when they seem like they're insane. Yeah, they probably are a little bit, but
they
have to be doing what they're doing. And it's in any field, writers, filmmakers, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. Amazing. Now, let me ask you this. Now, you have a little daughter. Do you, I know you said she's 2.
Almost.
Kinda,
Yeah, she's a year and 8 months.
is she mobile yet? Can she
Just
maneuver?
out walking. She's so close.
Things change when that happens.
Yes, yeah.
I'm sure you and the missus probably put those plugs and you got the clips on the cabinet doors and all that kind of stuff.
House, big time.
Yeah. But when they move, man, they're quick. They go from creeping to
running.
It's quickly.
She's close. And the coolest thing is she's showing so many signs of being like really musically inclined. We have a bunch of pianos all over the house, and she just taps them all the time. We're like, she just played something there. That actually was music. Like there was rhythm to that. And her loving singing, she's picking up patterns in music that are just like, oh my God, this is so cool to see.
I was watching a documentary with this professor somewhere in Canada, it's Canadian, who studied this and whatnot. And he was saying that music, evolutionary wise of mankind, music probably happened before actual structured language.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
He said music travels further, and it tells a story. Don't go over there. There's saber-toothed cats. And it's interesting.
The birds have they have so many different sounds that actually mean stuff, and people study what bird calls mean, and they're like fully communicating to each other through songs too. And
they've been doing it for longer than we've been putzing around.
Even, man, the whole thing, I just watched this cool movie last night, First Man. It's like this space movie, and it was like about him communicating with a new species, like first contact thing. And it's like that real, like, music would be the universal language that we
absolutely
would be a pattern of sound.
It's interesting. There was a couple years ago, there's this band I really like, a new wave band. Yeah, that was my youth. Called Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, OMD for short, because nobody wanted to write that out. And they did this song. I can't remember the name of it. To save my life right now. But basically, it was a duet. And what they did when Voyager went past Jupiter, they recorded the magnetic output of Jupiter.
Cool.
So they ran that through a computer and assigned tones to the different parts of that. And in the background of their song, they're singing, you can hear this weird melody and stuff, and that's Jupiter singing.
Wow.
And
so interesting.
And there's another Canadian artist that comes. I just said that, and it popped into my brain. He's since passed, but he's a great musician. Us in the native world, I've never met anybody who didn't like him. Robbie Robertson had a track on his Music for Native Americans album, track 8. I know that one well. And what he did is they took recordings of crickets and slowed it down like 10,000 times or something. And it sounds like opera being sung.
I've seen this. I've heard of this before. That's
wild. And when you account for the size difference or whatnot of how they would hear things and how we would hear things in the world. And it's amazing. That's one of the things also that I'm jealous of you musicians, because I don't care what guy you ask. You ask him to remember the first time he had a for real kiss, like a for real, not kissing your Aunt Tilly, but a for real kiss with a girl at a party, wherever, what music was playing in the background. And he knows.
Yeah.
He knows. Yeah, that's burned in his brain.
Yeah.
They all know. But if you ask them, what painting was hanging on? He has a clue. Nobody's remembering that. Yeah. That's one of the things. That's powerful. And when you write a song, when you put a song out, it has a meaning to you. You wrote it. Where that meaning is, that's. I'm not dismissing that as important or anything. It's definitely important. But the weird thing is when I hear that same song, it'll remind me of somebody or something or whatever. So really, when you put a song out, you're putting out 20,000 songs and whatnot, because everybody's going to have that different experience when they hear it. That's pretty cool. That's good art.
That I love that open-ended interpretation of things. That a lot of people criticize Fish. Fish is my favorite band. I'll talk about them all the time. Like So a lot of people criticize Fish's lyrics for maybe not being for being like childish sometimes or something, and I'll be like, if you spend some time with these lyrics, they will hit you in so many different ways over your lifetime, and there's so much layered meaning in there that throughout different points in my life, like different lyrics have meant so many different things. And you like to this day, I've been listening to this band my entire life. And now being like a dad, something will mean something totally different to me. So songs are the meaning is even evolving as like it's not only just 20,000 different people, 20,000 different people at different times throughout their lives. It's going to change as well. So,
Absolutely. Yeah. Because everybody changes. Totally. Distant Early Warning by Rush, I always thought, what a fantastic Cold War track.
Yeah.
Then I met some strippers. I'm like, oh, the tip of the iceberg, and I worry about you. Yeah. Totally different meaning when I'm a grown-up now.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When I'm not watching movies for entertainment all the time.
Yeah.
Totally, when I had some life experience. And you're right. It does change. It does. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you this. At the source, does it change? When you've heard that track, when you've heard Android Girl 1,000 times and whatnot.
Yeah.
As you evolve and grow personally, and you're playing that again, do you get different sparks happening?
Totally. Like, even every time we play it live, it means something different. Every single time. That's the like beautiful thing about jam music. It's like our improvised type of thing. It like every single time a song takes on a totally different meaning. It's never the same.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, folks, I'm going to tell you, if you're a young, whatever, I shouldn't even say that. If you're dating, hanging out with somebody or whatnot, and you want a good date night, take them to see a jam band, man, because that is an experience that they're going to remember. And it's cool being around that, because some of that creativity you almost feel is
in the air,
getting on you, but inspiring you.
I met my wife at a music festival. Like,
really?
Yeah, it's not a lot
across the crowd, or
honestly, we knew. It's funny. We met at a music festival in Virginia, Lock-In Music Festival, back 2016, I think. And we both came from Toronto, and just kind of both. She was actually living in England at the time, so long story short, we met at this festival, and like a lot of our favorite bands are playing, and it kind of to me.
You got a gal to move from England to Canada. That's different sides of the world, man.
From Canada first.
That's a game, folks. That's all I'm saying.
Back to Canada.
There you go. I got you. Yeah, music's amazing. There's so many, and I like all kinds of music. I'm one of those. I've been that weirdo my whole life. People are like, all kinds of music. We have a little friend of ours, and her and her wife were over visiting one day, and I said something about liking all kinds of music. She said, I just can't wrap my head around country, and I'm like, because you haven't heard the right country song, you know. Even the Beatles had Rocky Raccoon. They realized, let's make a country song. Yeah. The Stones were Far Away Eyes. But I said, I would start with Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
Or some of the older type stuff.
Hank Williams.
You'll hear a track and you're like, yeah, I get. Hopefully you don't relate too much to the Hank Williams, because that's heartbreak, folks. I
love that. So, yeah.
I do too. That was my first heartbreaks when my dad introduced me to that. He goes, I made the mistake of telling, you look terrible. You're moping around here. What the hell? I was like 15. What the hell's wrong with you? And I'm like, oh, Dad, nobody has felt this way before. I'm really busted up over this. And I don't know who I'm going to go to homecoming with. There's a lot going on here. And my dad's, hold on. And he pulls out the Hank Williams album. Meet my friend Hank. He's felt that way before. He'll get it. And it was comforting listening to that, because I'm like, yeah, maybe it's not as bad. Hank got over. I didn't know the Hank Williams story entirely then, but he got over it until he was 27. But don't drink, folks. That's Anyhow, well, that's cool, man. That is very cool. Now, music videos. What are your thoughts on those?
Ooh, we don't really
Fun to do or a necessary evil?
we wouldn't do really like an MTV style one. Ours would be more just kind of live performance
Live,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, in our world, I can't even think of the last time I saw a music video. Like,
When they're not really used so much. That was one of the things that changed my life when I was a kid. We got one of them. My dad got one of the, not the little satellites that they have today.
uh,
He got, it looked like we could talk to NASA or something on this
yeah,
thing in the back, a big 14-foot thing.
yeah.
And so I was able to watch Much Music.
But
Just a
hey, I watched Screw Up listening to Much Music. That's awesome.
yeah. And the cool thing about Canadian broadcasting, folks, is I don't know what it is specifically, but I just know that they're required to play a percentage
CanCon.
of Canadian music.
Yeah.
I think that's a great thing.
It is.
That boy, did I discover lots of cool bands back in the day because of that, you know? Yeah. But in those days, videos had a marketing aspect to them that was necessary.
Mm-hmm.
This was before YouTube, before or whatever, you know what I mean? Any of these platforms that it's amazing. If you like music, band Shapes music, you can go on their Instagram page, message them, and there's a good chance that it's going to say, "Hey man, how you doing? Blah blah blah. Check us out when we're in such and such, Poughkeepsie or wherever." And you can actually have this interaction. When I grew up, there was none of that.
Yeah.
None of that. If you want, believe me, folks, I had some ideas and thoughts about certain Rush albums that came out that I really needed to tell Getty about. Like he would have cared. But there was no way to do it. There was no way to do it.
True. That's so different now. Yeah, it seemed like a completely untouchable world back then. And like the closest we had to that, we had this, speaking of Much Music, they had a studio right on Queen Street in downtown Toronto. And this doesn't
Queen's Quay, they'd always talk about it.
And it sucks that this doesn't exist anymore because it was like one of the coolest things in the city. Like it really was. Like you would just go down there and like you never knew who was going to be interviewing in there or like playing something even maybe. And like you just walk by and look through the glass and be like, oh, who's there? And it was like
probably a crowd outside, and it was probably a bunch of girls.
It was
that liked the same kind of music you did.
Yeah, it was amazing. Like it was actually so cool to see, and like I remember it. Like you would watch the Much Music like top 30 countdown every day in the morning before school, and you would really like. That was like videos were a much bigger thing back then. Like it was.
Yeah, but they're not today.
No, it's not the same. I mean, major pop stars, I think Taylor Swift and stuff. I guess that's still like people are gonna go watch that on YouTube and stuff. But like, yeah, these days, like, where do you even find that? I guess just YouTube now.
People just make playlists of their favorite. It's my wife does that, or it's in the background music of a TikTok. I always tell people, I said, if you dig a band, an indie band that's out there. We get it. You're making TikTok video. You're smashing eggs on your head or something.
Right.
I don't have a phone. I don't use a phone. I have a regular, I don't know if you can see it on the table back here, but it has a cord and stuff to it. I'm an old man. No, it's not that I'm cool, folks. I I set things down. Phones are $1,000 a pop.
Yeah.
You set a couple of them down, it's expensive. Anyhow, every night when I go to bed, I listen to TikToks. And remember, I don't have a phone. My wife does, and that's how she scrolls through before she goes to sleep.
Right.
I know she's finally ready. She puts on her night music, and conversations are done. We're going to sleep now. I have the weirdest dreams because chances are I never make it to that point. Very rarely. I fall asleep listening to TikTok video, and I'm like, why are these people dancing weird in my dream? Why I have all these weird references in my sleep. But no, I always tell people, I'm like, I've never seen a TikTok video that didn't have music in the background. So I don't know how it works or how to do it, but add your favorite bands in the background to your TikTok, all you youngsters out there. You know?
No, I don't have TikTok either, unfortunately. That's the one I don't know.
Barely handle the 3 platforms I'm on.
I'm the Facebook, Instagram era, I think.
Yeah, I do, like I said, I do my morning blog. And then it's funny because I got a little grief the other day from an upcoming guest. I don't want to say who it is. Very famous movie guy. And he's like, I sent you a message on it. I'm like, I'm only on Instagram about an hour in the morning. He said, what do you mean? And I'm like, if you want to make sure I get a message, email it to me.
Right.
Email's always on. And he's, wow, I've never heard, nobody does that like that anymore. And I'm like, I do. But it's weird. I can't, Facebook's hard too, because I've really been trying to limit with the political situation. We had some friends come over
off completely,
and they came in the house and they're like, what are you watching, the big game? You sound like Danny's dad watching a hockey game or something. You're yelling at the TV, the dog's sitting beside you freaking out. Yeah. What are you watching? Basketball? And I said, no, I'm watching the news. Yeah. All these idiots. Yeah. They're like, Jamie, 20 minutes a day, that's all. You're going to have an aneurysm, man. Or the dog's going to have an aneurysm because she's feeding off you. So because there's a lot of people on Facebook that just talk out of their ass.
Oh, yeah.
Not a clue what they're talking about.
I turned it all off. At some point, I was like, I can't listen to this stuff anymore. You can kind of choose a bit what filter, yeah. So I filtered off all new stuff. Now it's only the music that I get on my Facebook and some friend stuff. And
right. That's with me. Art and that.
Yeah, art, exactly. And honestly, it's obviously important to know what's going on in the world. And I
want to know if the missiles are coming. Should I get under the table? What's happening?
And I very much care about a lot of that. I'm Jewish, and there's a lot of stuff going on in that part of the world that's
and people saying crazy shit about that. They're not in that situation.
Yeah.
And we all have our opinions, and that's great. And we all should have our opinions. And nobody should see injustice anywhere and not be moved by that. But the thing is we all don't have to fucking comment on it or let the people that are in that. I don't know. I'm right with you. I understand what you're saying. And even on every aspect, when you understand what a friend is saying, doesn't mean you gotta, okay, sign me up, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And especially where we live, man, it's just weird. I could throw a rock and hit Boca Raton, Florida. You know what I mean? We're a sleepy beach town. So we got a lot of salt life vehicles driving around and bro country people. We have a lot of Jewish people on top of each other. These interact at a grocery store. Somebody realizes somebody's Jewish or whatever and starts talking. And I'm like, dude, you need to back it down. First off, as a former Detroiter, you never know what somebody might be
packing
or whatever. So keep your mouth shut unless you're willing to go that route. And a lot of these people, and I suspect a lot of people on Facebook that are going off about stuff, really would have a different tune if there was an ass kicking standing in front of them.
I think that all the problem is people now are so looking to fight all the time and so willing to just not accept another opinion when it's just
or even entertain it, or even, hey, I see where you don't have to agree with something, but I see where you're coming from.
Either just either have a conversation, or if you it's okay to disagree, and it's okay to just not get into it,
not engage, walk away.
If there's so much anger, so much bad stuff going on all the time, to add to it,
it's this really weird tribalism thing too, where people are like, you have to agree with me or I'm going to do something about it. The girls in my tribe are way prettier than the girls in your tribe, and you have to agree with me, or it's very personal to me. No, it's not personal. It just,
to have a world where everyone thinks the same would be kind of shitty in my opinion. I would not want.
You can see it any day. Go to North Korea. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're having fun over there. It doesn't seem, and it seems very unhappy and
Go try to be punk rock over there. Ain't gonna end well, is all I'm saying. It's
just the whole political thing these days. I've tried to separate all this stuff and be like, you know what? At the end of the day, especially now that I have a daughter, I want to just show her what's right and what's being kind and nice to other people and just having respect. These are kind of things that just seem to be forgotten about big time these days because of bad examples maybe, but those are really important things. Just caring about others, treating people with respect and being kind and wanting to help others that are less fortunate. When did all those things fall into the background of what's important? Because those to me are by far the most important things, especially to pass down to my daughter. Being a good person, that's what makes the world good. That's caring about others. Even in nature, people think there's a savagery of out like being beat. Like
it's a balance system.
Yeah, the fight for the fittest, survival of the fittest. There's so many examples in nature of animals taking in others, of being kind to each other, of helping each other. So that's no being. There's some people that are mean and aggressive, and that's the path they want to go. Okay, but there's also
that usually doesn't end well.
Yeah.
You don't want to be standing next to them waiting for the bus when karma finally shows up. You don't want that shit on you.
No, it's not. That's not the world I want for anyone.
No,
it's a good time. Time is limited. You only got so much time here, so be happy with it. Don't waste it eating. Just
before we started talking today, we were off camera and we were talking about where we grew up and stuff. And I had told you I grew up in Detroit of the 80s, which was way different than the Detroit of today. One of the things that really got me when I moved and I went to college out east and then lived in Southern California and all kinds of places, and then wound up here in South Florida. I met my wife and we wound up down here. She's from here. And I was here, I don't know, a month, and I saw one of the things Florida has a lot of are scam artists. There's a lot of people that scam people.
Yeah.
And from Detroit, where I grew up, even the crooks I knew looked down their nose at scam people because it really was
low, just
not a cool thing.
Yeah.
And what you never did is you never robbed old people.
Yeah.
And there was a code almost, a chivalry of crooks, if you will. And that doesn't exist here at all. There's old people getting robbed every day and ripped off and all. It's a constant.
Yeah.
And I had a problem with that culturally. I was like,
this is crazy.
Stealing old people? What the hell? Those were ass-kicking offenses, even if you weren't a crook. Just if you were in that particular community.
Totally.
And I really was taken aback by it. And it was weird. I would talk to people from here, and they were like, "It's just how the world is." I'm like, "But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't. It's that way because you're going along with it. You're not making a stink."
Even the people are going to probably just take out their phones and probably just film that instead of trying to go help that situation.
Yeah.
Like that.
What the hell is that?
Like, it's just kind of like where. But like I don't want to get into all the politics, but like
no, I don't either.
There's so much bad examples being set for people these days of like right from the top, and it's like, why don't you just show people kindness? Like there's like why is that such
Be a little patient. The waitress is taking an extra 30 seconds to bring your coffee refill.
Yeah.
In the scheme of things,
sit and enjoy your time. Yeah.
You don't have to lose your shit over that.
No.
There is never in the world, there is never any shortage of things to lose your shit over. Yeah. Important things.
Yeah. Yeah.
Way more important than that. But yeah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. And Rachel's going to be yelling at me when we finish here because she's like, "What the hell are you guys talking about? You played Nature Girl. What about Planet Android? What the hell's wrong with you, Jamie? We got to do that."
That talks about a lot of stuff we're talking about.
It all comes around. It all comes around. Here it is, folks. Check this out. This is Shapes. It's Planet Android. Zebra.
There's a cold, dark place in the annals of space where the light shine down from the moon, full of neon cities and social committees and all you could ever consume. But the streets are empty, the river's running dry. It turns out that Baron was a pretty shitty guy, 'cause his methods were drastic and sold in cheap plastic. The people bought in 'cause he was so enthusiastic.
Hey, Mr. Baron, what you got over there?
Oh, nothing, just the answer to all your problems.
But I didn't think we had any problems.
Well, we sure do now. I used to be just a sucker like you, confined to the limits of the things that I knew. I'd often hide my problems up on that shelf and I'd toss them away instead of facing myself. That's when I felt I couldn't take it no more. How could this be the plan that my life had in store? That's when I chose to take control of my fate. I just packed up my bags, walked my ass through that gate, and now I'm free to do whatever I please. And you could be too if you weren't such a sleaze. No need for you to be so sad and annoyed. That's just how it goes on old planet Android.
And there it was, folks, Planet Android. Now, let me ask you, both of these singles that we played today, Nature Girl and Planet Android, these are available, right? These are out?
All on Spotify, on all those things, Apple, Bandcamp,
Nice.
if you want to buy it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's out everywhere now. So
the cool thing that I do, there's many things I dislike about streaming. Let me just say, I'm not going to get into it all and a big discussion about it, but if it was any other business, there would be fraud charges brought up, is all I'm saying. How these streaming sites work, folks, is there's a pie and you get slices of the pie. Different people get different things. Everybody has Google. They can look this up themselves. The slice of the pie that the actual artists get, the musicians who made the track, should be much bigger. They're the reason you have something to slice up to begin with. You can't blame the cherries for the cherry pie being great. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. But one of the cool things I do like about streaming services is when you buy a track, you can buy it from anywhere in the world, and they ask you at the end of that transaction, they're like, and it's $1, it's cheap, it's whatever it is, I don't know. But they ask you, where should we send this track? And stay with me, gentle listeners. You might be at a work, in an office job, you're selling insurance somewhere, I don't know, working in a cubicle, and Brenda's 7 cubicles down, and boy, is she nice. She is right there on a Saturday night. She is great. And it's her birthday. You can be like every other guy around and buy her a card. And I'm saying this, and I sell cards on my website. Don't do that. James Bond this shit. When they you got Brenda's email. When they ask you where you send her a tape, send her music, send her a track.
Yeah.
You'll stand out from the crowd. I'm just saying, it's been a long time since I was young and single and wolfing around. I still remember these things. Stand out from the herd a little bit.
For sure. Buy
her that track. She'll remember you. Cards get thrown in the waste paper basket. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Buy ours. Nature Girl's a good romantic one.
Yeah, there you go. Or whatever. If somebody's having a bad day or a good day or whatever, and the track, whatever track you find to suit them, that's a good way to say, hey, I'm here, man. Listen, I give a shit.
Totally.
That's awesome. Speaking of links and things like that, in the description below, we have clickable links to all things Shapes the Band on the internet. They're clickable links. You can get there. Like the Instagram page. Like all this. It's very important. And more importantly, if you want to be a cool cat, share that. Hit that share button.
Yeah.
And the reason you're friends with all your friends is because you guys have common interests. That's why people are friends with each other. There's something in common with this group of people. Be that one person in the group of people that discovers the cool band and shares it with everyone. Trust me, you'll be the cool guy at the party or gal at the party, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You're in the know. Yeah. It works out.
Absolutely.
It doesn't cost you anything. You just hit the share button. Check these guys out. It goes a long way.
Yes, come see us live. If you're in New York, we got three more shows in our spring tour. We got Syracuse tomorrow night. We're playing.
Yeah. Funk
and Waffles in Syracuse, and then Bug Jar Rochester May 22nd, and the Gem on the 23rd in Spring City, PA.
Nice. Now, both of these tracks are on the album. You have the whole album's out, Planet Android. And let's see, what else am I looking at? Where's my show notes here? Oh, we talked about this before we came on. If you want just a really cool experience right now, folks, right after this is over, there's a link to their YouTube page below. Hit that link. I've been playing this all week, or will be playing this all. By the time people see this, it'll be a week. And I love this so much. It's a longer video.
Yeah,
but it doesn't seem long. It's one of those things where you breeze through it and you're like, yeah, that was a good 4 minutes. And you look and you're like, holy moly, really?
That's cool.
The Sessions Daytime, it's an amazing video. It's on their YouTube page right there at the top. And it is well worth it. It's one of my favorite. Man, if I was one of these rich and famous artists and I was doing an art show, I'd want you guys playing it. Because doing sessions over and over again, just on repeat. This is good art show music. The whole thing.
Hey, if you want to pay us for that. Please.
Oh, I'm telling you. I remember years ago, I went to this fancy restaurant, my first trip to Paris, meeting with a museum curator and whatnot. And this was it was all modern. The chairs were weird shapes. It was a pinky out place. And I had ostrich steaks that day, I remember.
Whoa.
But I also remember they had this she was a diminutive, I think she was Japanese gal, playing trip hop, a little podium in the middle of the place. So everybody ate their very expensive meals, sucking their cheeks in and just being very posh.
Yeah.
And she provided the music backdrop for this. I'm sure I paid a lot of money.
I'm sure.
But yeah, music can enhance any cool thing. And your guys' music can definitely do that. I'm just very impressed with it. Very impressed with it.
Oh, thank you.
Very, very cool. Now, let me ask you, when you recorded that, did you know that it was going to be a longer-ish video session?
Oh, yeah. We never know how long they're going to go. So we just we're like, yeah, we did a few takes of each track a few times and then kind of just look through them and we're like, yeah, that's my favorite one. So time is usually, I think we wanted to be like under 30 minutes or something like that. So I don't know if there's like YouTube.
You're a Fish fan, of course. You know what I mean? Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
People are into it and they're digging what you're doing.
Cool.
It's a treat.
Yeah,
honestly.
absolutely.
Very cool. And like I said, folks, down below we have links and everything to all things Shapes. And they come to the States too, Bill mentioned. But now the world has shifted again. We're friends with Canadians apparently now, and we're trying to be. There was a lot of us that weren't on board with that. That's all I'm saying.
Every person I meet, you're always like saying sorry for that. I'm like,
yeah,
I think
everybody.
You guys making those.
Everybody. What so many of these modern politicians don't get is we don't want Canada to be the 51st state. Yeah. We want to be, what is it, the 11th province or something. Please come save us.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
I'm half kidding there, not really. But
having two nice, separate, friendly countries.
It's great. It's great. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. Speaking of the old Detroit days, I dated this girl from Windsor, a goth girl. And she'd come over. We'd go to Club City Club. And she'd mainly come over. I thought she was coming over to see me. She was really coming over to buy cigarettes because they were so much cheaper in Detroit. And she would wear those, the tights that come to the thigh. And she would put a carton in each tight before she went back over.
Oh, man, smuggling.
Yeah, you don't want to get caught doing that. But she never was.
No.
What can you imagine? What are you in for, kid? Smuggling Newports. Really? Like a truckload? No, 2 cartons.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been bad news for her.
Yeah.
Folks, so we're about out of time. I see the little thing blinking here. I want to thank everybody for listening and watching over on YouTube. It's an amazing band. Check out their band Shapes. I'm telling you, watch these guys. Because then you can be the old guy at the party and go, yeah, I heard about these guys back when they were, back in the day, and nobody will believe you. They're like, yeah, sure you did. Sure you did. No, it's on a podcast, honest.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool.
No. Thanks a lot to Jamie.
Have a good one. Best to Rachel.
Yeah.
And Rachel, I know you're watching this. I'm sorry I was a couple minutes late today. It couldn't be helped. Having one of those mornings. Anyway. We'll see everybody next time. Have a good one.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
This has been pop art painter Jamie Roxx's Pop Roxx Radio Talk Show. It has been executive produced by Jamie Roxx, recorded at his studio in Deerfield Beach in South Florida. All rights reserved by Pop Roxx Limited. Hannah Oli, Pop Roxx Radio. Estás escuchando Jamie Roxx de Pop Roxx Radio. Manténganse al tanto.
Hej, det här är Hicks från Sverige och ni lyssnar till Pop Roxx Radio med Jamie Roxx.